stream va a tratar
Hello.
de mostrar o sea, literalmente el
Hello.
cómo. Hola, hola, hola.
Hola, hola.
¿Me
We're live.
We're live. Hi, how are you?
We are good. Oh, let me see. We're pretty good. Actually, we have a pretty nice live stream today.
Okay.
We have Mike here, our art director, and we have Mills here in the back. He's our
How are
concert
you?
artist. And the idea is, so you can see a little bit more of the team. And
Of
we have
course.
a very nice thing today, activity. So
Let's do it.
earlier today, the Discord we made a little polls asking to our community, for a little surprise. What should create today? Because here Mills in the back, while as we speak, he's gonna be creating from scratch illustration, YugiBao
Whoa, that's
illustration. So
big.
we will see it. We will see it in the screen here in the back. And Mills, can you check? Can you go back to the with the camera? And we will be talking about the Mike experience. Before he got a. Can you mute it? He got a lot of experience working for movies, sets, films, and from time to time we're going to check what Mills is doing in the back and see the final results.
Good.
So the challenge is we have 45 minutes, 1 hour to make this illustration. And after that, we're going to show it the community and we're going to give it away to the community as a 1-1.
No
So
way.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, let me check what's
Do
going
it.
on in the back. Yeah, let's see if we can. Okay, we have it here. Okay, we got it. Yeah, okay, we have it. We are okay.
Do it.
So here, as you can see here in the screen, we're going to see everything Mills is doing right now. Can you go to Photoshop? Okay, we can. The winner today is Yugi Tiger. So he will be doing a Yugi Bao in a Yugi Tiger way with the Yugi Tiger costume.
Okay.
So pretty cool. Let's see what we can. We'll see what we have at the end of the live stream.
Let's do it. Like, I'm so glad you can show this live stream to the community because of how important the process
Yeah,
of like actually creating a piece of art in real time is.
yeah,
And I had like I've never experienced some project doing this in a way that they give this away to the community and include this as a one of one
yeah,
inside of the project, like in terms of supply.
yeah.
And I'm dope and excited to see how creative Mills is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's well, he's very creative, very talented. Well, I have to say we have a very good like amazing team,
Of course.
this is only part of the creative team. We have Mike, the art director, we have Mills, concept design and illustrator. We have some animators right now in the studio, but I mean we cannot fit in. So hopefully in the future we can make more live streams with
Of
like
course.
with animators, with shaders, that kind of stuff. So so yeah, I just wanted to introduce. I say Mike. He's been working. Well, actually, I know him from very long time since I came to Spain to study. We were studying together, and it
That's
was
cool.
it was very nice because I'm from Dominican Republic and he's
Yeah.
from the Canary Islands. So when I
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Good
When I
neighborhood.
heard him speaking, it was like, oh, that sounds familiar. So it turns out in the Canary Island, they have a very similar accent, Latin accent.
Okay.
So it was very interesting to hear. And so we start like this friendship And so I don't know if you want to speak a little bit more about your experience working in, because well, I will make a little introduction. He's just an art
Please,
director.
please, fam.
Huh?
Please.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. He's an art director. He also works in films, or working on set, in
Okay.
film set, doing scenography and art direction on set. So he's worked like for films like X Triple X. He's worked for like, how is the name of this shark movie?
27 meters down.
Yeah, 47 is 47 meters down. And yeah, so you can talk a little bit about your experience working, in this kind of blockbuster films.
About my experience.
Yeah, yeah.
How are
You know
you?
how it is to work in this set with these famous people. You know how it is.
Yes.
Oh, hi. How are you? Um, First of all, you don't see the famous people on set. It's difficult
Yeah.
to see famous people on set, but my experience working like a director and construction manager, like is my job below the sets, and uh, what kind of experience I can tell you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like a very long time it's working and set, right? Like long hours working, like redoing shots and over again, right?
And over again.
Like day and light, almost 24 hours a day. So yeah, it's I think it's, I don't know if I can do that job, because it's long hours, a lot of repetition. You need to be very patient,
Okay.
actually. You need to develop a lot of patience. So how you translate this, working from set, a live set, a live film, and that kind of stuff. How you translate it to the 3D world, like working, how is working from set now, working in a computer, doing 3D stuff and that kind of stuff.
Well, I use the same technique.
Come closer, because
Okay, I use the same technique in the real world and in the 3D, but here in the 3D world, we don't have any limitation.
Yeah.
You don't have any
Okay.
limits. If you need a city, you build a city.
Yeah.
If you're working in the real life, you cannot build a city.
No, no,
in
no.
case you need, So I feel free to create anything in 3D without any limitation.
yeah.
This is my application. It's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
the
it's
same
pretty.
process.
I think it's correct, because, for example, when you're working on set and you say the director says like, "Oh, we need to do like a little house, and you need to go get wood, you need to get paint, you need to get like all the stuff in the 3D."
It's very difficult to get that physical stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, you cannot say, okay, we are going to do a house with blocks. No, sir, we don't have blocks. So if you want a house, you need to build it with another material. For example, here in the 3D world, what do you need? Whatever you
Okay, okay. And since when did you started to have this ambition for creating like this scenarios, these places? Because I cannot imagine the work that is being put it on to create the cities or any kind of stuff that you actually want to see. Since when did this creative ambition started for you?
Well, mm,
Yeah.
long time ago, I have to say.
Yeah, I understand. Like, since you were, I mean, at least what Daisy and your parents told me, like, since you were little kids, you were always like building stuff with the hands, and like building trucks and building on this disarming stuff. For example, you were like, like taking apart like toys and then building it again.
Disarming all the stuff and then put it again together to see if it works and if it did it again well. And what else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, I cannot imagine like being so young and having that creative ambition.
Well, uh, when I started doing this, I didn't know anything about the real life on the 3D world. And I didn't
Okay.
think if I can put it together. When I started doing movies, on TV shows. I started constructing everything and doing all they asked me. So I say, well, uh, how can I do that? Or how can, because it's not like an architecture, and it's not
Yes.
a construction like construction. You say you need a wall, and you do it with paper if you need it. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you need to learn how to build all the stuff in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say not all the stuff, but a lot of stuff is not the real stuff, you know.
Yes.
And then when I started in big movies and say, well, we need to build a pirate cave, or we need to build a ocean with all the reefs and all the stuff. We say we have any limitations because
Yes.
you cannot build a whole ocean, and you
No.
see all the post-production effects you need to get the reality. And then when you see 3D world, you say, okay, if we build it everything in 3D, and is the point of the question, you know, you don't have any limitation,
Yeah.
and you can build anything you want with and learn how to build it like in the
course.
real world. So if you need a wall, you do a rectangle, put a shader, put a texture, you have what you want. In the real world, you need to know how to build a
Of
wall.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. And have you ever been like interested in building that stuff in the real world,
Of
or are you?
course, of course,
Yes.
of course, of course. And it's funny to say that you are always thinking how to build it in the real world. What do you do in 3D? Because you know you are cheating
Yeah.
Okay.
in the 3D world, and say, well, how we can build it in the real world and make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, if you remember the first live stream we did when we were showing how we were lighting and everything, it was
Same
like
process. Yes.
it was
Yeah.
very similar to how you will do it in real world. You know, the thing
Okay.
is, the difference is you have the tools more accessible because you can have as many lives as you want,
Yes. Of
or you
course.
need, or you can try to like fix the stuff in a easier way than other than moving or needing a big team or a location or the kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean the 3D world and the real world is pretty similar because we need to remember that the 3D world the 3D world is like is how you say it's well, I just got a little bit distracted by Mills doing
By Mills?
the yeah
I'm seeing how
yeah
he illustrates a lot. And like, bro, I'm like this.
yeah yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying is that the 3D world try to replicate real world, and so far I think it's doing a pretty nice job. So yeah, even it's two different worlds. It's like they're very similar because if you want something to look good in 3D, you need to think how you will make it look good in real life.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
and there in terms of how how you presented to the audience, it must be like the tiny little details, in my opinion, are what matters the most, because it's what really makes the difference
yeah,
in saying, oh, this actually looks like a real thing, like
yeah,
it's from the real world and not something that I just made up in my computer.
yeah.
How do you work with the stress when you do not get the results of those tiny details that you want, in order for it to make it like a real thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, for my side, I have to say, when we at least the way we work with YugiBao is, I mean, obviously it's 3D. We from in
Yes.
Morgana we make stuff that actually doesn't look like 3D, like more photorealistic and
Okay.
stuff. But at the end of the day, we wanna make 3D stuff that you don't have this. Oh, it looks very 3D feeling. You know what I mean? Because sometimes there used to be a 3D look. It was like very like it was very square, very like polygons. I mean, even it was, you know, was 3D. It was like kind of ugly. You know, there was like some kind of repulsion for 3D stuff. And I have to say, when the all these NFT started, and we were talking about like making a 3D project, people were saying, "Oh, why 3D?" I mean, some people could not even imagine an NFT
Yes,
project being 3D, full 3D, because we were used to all these 2D
3D
illustrations, like
PSDs.
yeah. So you know, we have a lot of 3D expertise, and we know how to make 3D look nice and appealing to the normal eye, you know, to the public, because you can make nice 3D for, you know, more expert eyes, but you know, it needs to look good,
Yes,
and it makes you
it
want
needs to
it.
look real. Yes,
Yeah.
it like it's actually funny because in a certain way, you kind of want it to look like anything you want in your mind, but at the end you actually do want it to look like in the like it could actually fit in the real life.
Yeah.
um how do you work, or what's that bridge between wanting it to look like a crazy concept and actually wanted it to make it like a real life thing?
Yeah, it's very good question, because it depends what we want for, you know, we were looking for YugiBao is particularly, we didn't want it to look real, like
Yes.
it was a photo, you know. We wanted to look like more, it's more like a toy, so people
Yes.
can imagine like video games, series,
Okay.
like merch, you know, this kind of stuff, so people
Amazing.
can imagine as something nice. So I mean, we could go like a little more photorealistic, but I think, you know, the nice thing about the Web3 and the kind of stuff is like, you know, this ability to create stuff that doesn't exist. So we
Okay.
see the reality every day. So when you
Yes.
see something different than reality but actually looks good, it calls your attention, you know, and you
Yes.
can imagine like all the possibilities you can do with oh my god, this, because we have people all the time saying like, oh my god, but that looks pretty nice for a video game, or oh my god, I would like to have a toy like on my
Mhm.
on my table right now, like looking
Yes.
like a YugiBao. So you know, that's all the you know, testing we did, because you know, we did more photorealistic concepts at the beginning. We did more cartoon, we did more flat, we did a lot of you know,
All the styles.
yeah,
Mhm.
we mix a lot of styles, and then this one was like, okay, this is where we're going for.
Okay. And I'm actually like really interested in getting to know from both of you guys the perception of how did you come up with the idea of actually not wanting it to look like a real life thing, because like you said, like 3 weeks ago, you showed us the whole creative process, and we know that for you to come with the concept idea, it actually takes a lot of time to actually pull it off, for you to have a concept that works every single time, and every time you take any decision in every direction.
Yeah.
How how's the process of you actually wanting it to look like a real life thing or not a real life thing? What's the decisions that you guys take in order for you to say, okay, this time, like for example for YugiBao, we want it to look like something like actually cannot appear in real life.
Yeah.
What's that type of decision?
Well, I don't know. You wanna say something about it?
I think one of the decisions we made it is about the people who's gonna see
Okay,
our product, who's
Yeah.
the
gonna
target
buy
every
all the
time.
product,
Yeah.
and we focus in the range of people we think. we can sell our idea and our
Okay.
Yugi,
Yeah.
and we focus in that people, what kind of render they like, what kind of stuff they like to see. This is one of the most important for me.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. It was a very important point for us. You know, what is the target? Are we going like for more general public, or are we going for kids, or are we going, for people who actually likes
Okay.
like darker stuff? So we decided we want to go like we want to like have a broad target. So it's like it can be easy it can be like adorable for a kid and adorable for an adult.
Okay.
And this was one of the main decisions also. uh, you know, uh, uh, right now, at least in the year we are like a bow, with actually intelligent bow is not
Yes.
real. So it didn't for us. It was more like it makes sense to do more like cartoonish, more toyable, more relatable than going like full photorealistic.
Okay.
Because as I mentioned before. That's with art we have the ability to create worlds, and we imagine
Yes.
this YugiBao world like in another in the future, another galaxy, whatever. And also this kind of
Another
arts
universe.
gave us the freedom, the creative freedom to do whatever we want. Because sometimes if you go full photorealistic, you have a lot of people saying like, oh yeah, it looks nice, but the illumination. I mean, they're more like critic in terms of
Okay.
like, yeah, the illumination looks. I mean, how many times we see a movie and a Marvel movie, even like big budget movie, and there was
Yes.
like, I mean, it still looks fake.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Like, for
mean,
example, which movies would you say do look fake in your terms and conditions?
well, I have to say, in my case, I will leave Mike also to express himself. But I mean, for me, most of the Marvel movies they look fake because I
Okay.
mean, not necessarily like fake, but for example, the last Thor one. I mean, you could look like all the CG stands out. I was like, okay, it's well done, but there's something off,
Okay.
And but I think nowadays the CG is pretty. If you are like a big studio like
Yes.
ILM and MPC and that kind of stuff, like you can. I mean, I've seen animals like um, Rey Leon,
Lions
the
King.
Lion King, and it was all CG, and at some point was like Jesus, it looked like they're real lions and little
The last
animals.
one was so
That was
good. The last
crazy.
one was so good.
Life of
Like,
Pi, the
Yeah,
tiger of Life of Pi is a
yeah.
good job.
This movie Life of Pi, like the tiger was so realistic. I mean, at some point you realize they're not real because tigers don't speak, or they don't talk, they don't
yes.
move the
The
mouth
face.
like that, so
They
they
don't
don't do
have
like that
expressions.
expressions. But
It would be so dope if they did.
yeah. Yeah, but there's actually many movies that stand out for being bad CG. But I think it's more because of the timing they have. It's like they were like in a very fast pace, and also they need to get the stuff done really quick. So they cannot be there like for 3 years doing a movie. They need to like spend 6 months doing the VFX, and then they need to release it, and how the kind of movie works. But right now in terms of technical and talent is, I mean, we can make stuff look real really easy actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
I
for you,
I
Mike, for example, as a art director, which are the points that you look for every time that you create a project? Like, which are your musts, for example?
Like art director, my must in a project. Okay, first of all, aesthetics.
Okay.
Must looks like the directors or the like the
creative director.
creative director. Sorry about that. Must looks like in the way they want it. They are
Okay.
trying to imagine, or they are imagining. this is the most important, and we need to be with the aesthetics of the project. Another one is
Okay.
the budget. Like art director,
Yes.
you need to move in movies, in real movies, not in 3D, more in real movies. You need to know how much you're going to spend and build all that
Okay.
illusion and all, and this is
Yes.
one must for me. If we don't have enough money, we are not going to build anything, or we are not going to do anything that we cannot do with that money, right? And always looking at that point. And then the creativity, the project led me to expand in the project. Uh, this is not the most important, but this is a good one, because if I cannot be creative with all the creative things I used to be, like imagine a construction or imagine a character or something like that, or put in some clothes, and if I cannot do this, the project is not going to be well, right? Because I used
Okay.
to, my job in the movies is to be like conseguidor. How do you say in English? It's like to be
He's to be how you say like
uh,
well he's the one who need to get the stuff, you know, like
exactly.
Okay. Yes.
I put all the stuff they asked me in the set,
Together.
yeah.
and then we shoot it. So
Yeah.
this is the my musts, I think.
Okay. Okay. And there, like for example, how important it is to be working on a daily basis with the creative director of the actual project. Do you need of or do you have like just one meeting with him for you to actually understand what he wants, or do you need to be working with them on a daily basis for them to check your advances in terms of the art?
I think the most important is to work in all together all the time. We
Okay.
can work all together. Of course, we have some jobs or some to dos that we can make alone in our office, but all the creative decisions I prefer to have all the creative team with me, and all, everybody say, hey, I lose. I like orange and I like round, and I didn't imagine
Okay.
that the creative director neither. So uh, this is it's the most important. It's a team job. You cannot do alone, and you cannot do by email.
Yeah,
This is my experience.
it's pretty interesting because you know nowadays after the pandemic and that kind of stuff, like people got used to work from home, you know, and you know
Yes.
many artists they work from home actually. They and you know for me and I guess for Mike as well. At the because you know we have the studio, but all of the artists can have the possibility for to work from home, but you know we
Okay.
prefer to be here together because you know the flow is more interesting, you know, for example
Yes.
like I'm working with Mike, you know, we're like having ideas. We can, you know, come in the morning, have a coffee, and just discuss like you know the stuff. And for example, like many times he have ideas that I didn't come up with. Also meals like, hey, I was thinking
Okay.
yesterday, why we do this and this and this, and then the result is more instantaneous because, for example, okay, let's try this and this, but turns out like in the middle of the morning we found out it doesn't work very well, so need to take like another way. But sometimes when you are working from home, you don't have all this feedback, all this input
Okay.
from
Yes, of course.
artists, and some like you can present your work at the end of the day where like if we were together we could see it didn't work like 6 hours before, so that was like
Yes.
a whole day spent in a proposal that was not
At
going
the
to
end,
go
it
anywhere.
will not work.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah. So I think it's a time saver to be together, and also, you know, as I said before, beside the time, it's like the feedback we have to each other. It was like, hey, what about this, or what about this, or what about this? Oh, what do you think we do this, and this? Oh, yeah, I didn't think about it. Let's try this, or let's do a mix, and
Okay.
you know, this brainstorming, creative brainstorming is pretty cool actually, and when you're alone, you're just talking with your thoughts. You know what I mean? You are the only one.
Yes, I get you. I totally get you. Like for example, um, w- I work as a freelance graphic designer,
Yeah.
and every time that I need feedback, I just ask like my little toys.
Hey, what's up, little? Do you have a name for that?
Perry,
Um,
el
This is
ornitorrinco.
Perry, yeah.
yes, this is Perry the Platypus. Like I just love like Disney little figures.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I will. I will really like to know the input they give to you.
Yeah, like for and actually I'm very intrigued, like excited about this part, because I know that you guys work on a daily basis in your studio in Madrid. But for example, for this project you do have people working all over the world.
Yeah.
How's the difference between working with a full team inside your studio, your physical studio in Madrid, and working with people all over the world uh, in terms of time,
Yeah.
because of the whole budget
Yeah.
that you guys have for the project? Because at the end of the day, you are the ones funding this project.
Yeah.
So how's that relationship?
Yeah, actually, as you say, we have people working, in a different part of the world. When we when we work with these people, like as a freelance or whatever, so we try to make decision. I mean, who really we can hire, because it means like, okay, we need to get people that actually get the stuff done in a less time consuming and less feedback. You know what I mean? So for example, if you're in Mexico, and then for example, the whole morning that we are working, your morning will be around 4 p.m. here in Madrid, and where we are like almost 4 or 5, and we're almost finishing, our studio day. So we prefer. It's nice to have like, okay, when this in these people morning, we want to see like the result of last night he was working,
Okay.
and to be approved right away. So we don't have to like tell them corrections and stuff, and they wait another day to see it. At the other side, if you choose your people right, it's pretty cool, because when you wake up the next morning, you see all the stuff that you wanted. It was like, oh, pretty cool, like this is done already. So that's nice. But honestly, the people we have around outside of the studio they're not that much, because we prefer to have like, like to have people nearby. We have people like with the same time zone, so we can communicate, because in this internet crypto NFT world, it goes so fast, and sometimes you need to
Oh,
adapt from 1 minute to another. Like for example, we are working in some creative stuff, and then Luigi, who he's in the chat right now, talking to the people. He's the project manager, and like making the marketing strategies, that kind of stuff. It's like, hey, we need to do this and this, because we got on Twitter that this happened. Like, from 1 minute to another, we need to like
everything
change the
changes.
whole thing we're doing, just to adapt to what's happening right there. So sometimes you cannot do it while working like far away. You need to like act right away. But yeah, when we work with someone abroad or outside of the studio, you need to be very talented, because it needs to be worth it. Yeah. So I just want to take a moment, because I just want to focus what Mills is
Please.
doing. Yeah. So can you show us, Mills, like what is the full picture? What are you doing? How we have? I was want to remind you, Mills. We have 25 minutes left, so
Let's
it's
do
not
it.
pressure, but. So you can tell me briefly how you see it. Like, is this going well? Yeah, is everything good? This is for the community, so it needs to be nice.
Yes.
Uh,
Like for example, like this is a little question more regarding to Mills.
yeah,
Uh, at the beginning of the stream, he was right now sketching, and right now he's like pulling the little details
yeah,
together.
yeah.
What's the
Actually, yeah.
process? of
Yeah,
that actually.
he cannot speak right now because he doesn't have a microphone. But and I don't want to take his time because he's on a rush. But I can explain really quick what he's doing. So
Please.
at the beginning he was doing like rough lines. You know, he
Yes.
was presenting in paper like he was sketching. Was like, okay, why what I want to do. Let me see if I have in my mind makes sense. So he was, you know, making rough sketches and to see like how what is the big the whole picture. Once he got like he approved himself, say like, okay, I like this.
Okay.
He's right now, you know, like cleaning all these lines that you mentioned before with you know, more well, so I say clean lines, so it,
Details.
yeah, putting details to the line, that kind of stuff, so it looks more clean. So
Yes.
after he finished that, I assume he will start like, you know, leaving a little bit of color to the design, that kind of stuff. So when he goes to colors, probably we will understand a little bit more what he's going for. So yeah, he's doing now like refining the lines, making everything look clean. So yeah, let's see what the final result is.
And right now, Mike, when someone like Mills right now is working and you have to approve it, which are the details, like for example, that you look out at the beginning, or that you say, okay, this is the first thing that I'm going to check when someone is working on an illustration or a 3D model? Because as an art director, at the end of the day, it's your voice and your vote that is counted. If something goes wrong, it's on you because you are the one who's in charge of this. So which are the details or the things that you look out at the beginning, or that you look out every time for you to have the actual quality that you want to present to the creative director and to the director in any type of project?
Well, there are a lot of details, but I'm gonna tell you the most commons that you must have attention, pay
Okay.
attention, to have all the job okay, right? So the first one is all the geometry, all the meshes you have on 3D. When you see the render, you must see if all the joints on the arms, on the pits, on the foot are okay. If you move the arm like that, you must see if here everything is okay, all the geometry,
Okay.
because if you don't look like that, sometimes you say, "Oh, what the fuck? The arm, you know, it's
Yes.
one detail. The other one, the another one is all the shaders and texture we use. You must see if is the texture you want it. If you are working with a paint texture like a car paint or something like that, you must see if you want it that, and if all the mapping and all the UV work is well done. You know, to not to see something deformed or broken in the texture. And the last one, this is the most I like, is the lightning. All the lightning you
Okay.
have in the scene
Yes.
is the most, for me, the most delicate and difficult part of the scene. The lighting, everything must be put in the place, and one light could make a headache because your thing is doing something like it's not doing, or is affecting a 3D model that shouldn't be affecting, and this is the most delicate for me. Should there are more details? Of
Okay.
course, we can talk about details 3 weeks if you want, but this is the most important for me. That are the most important for me. Sorry.
Yes, because for example, 3 weeks ago, Cloud showed us how important the lighting is inside the live stream three
Yeah.
3 weeks ago when he showed us the whole creative and art process. Right now, for example, if you do not look at a 3D model, do you still look at the lighting with that much detail?
Of course.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think it's
Because
the most important point in a 3D scene or 3D animation. The lightning is the most important for me.
And in terms of lighting, do you mean like in which way every time the lighting goes with the model, or for the community to understand a little bit, what do you look out in the lighting? Like, which details in terms of lighting do you look out the most?
I used to see if it looks real.
Okay.
You know, the lighting is the only part of the 3D that you work with that like a real world. You know, if you
Okay.
put one light here and another one here, you're going to have more light here, and it works like the real world. So,
Okay.
yes, of course, it's the most important part, and I think it's the same. If you don't have a good illumination in a 3D scene, you are not going to have a good illumination at the render. So if you want to look like a movie or cinematographic style, something like that, you need to put the lights like a DP, director of photography, looks in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You must
Yes.
know the same knowledge like a DP of Hollywood to light a scene in a 3D movie.
Okay.
So if you don't have a good lighting, maybe you're not going to have a good scene, a good render at the end.
Okay. And for example, when you are doing right now, like for YugiBao, you like every person will not have an animated NFT. When they are not animated and actually moving themselves, and they're just standing still, um, we how do you work with the lighting in terms of making it look real when it's not moving?
Well, I have to say, I mean, it's like when you're taking a picture. You know what I mean? I mean,
Okay.
when
Yes,
you
of course.
when you're taking a picture, you have like this moment frozen in time, and you have actually when there's no movement at all, it's easier to light because you can align the lights for this specific position, and the head is not gonna move, or the hand, or whatever.
You know you're not going to see any reflected on the materials or textures because nothing is
Okay.
moving. So
Yeah,
you put the light here. If you don't see it, you don't see it. You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need
So
to.
it's actually easy. Uh, I think many people when you talk about 3D, they don't understand how close, as we said, to real life is because for me and for Mike, it's really easy to illuminate and make this stuff look pretty because I do photography as well. We do videos. He was working in live sets, so we know how the lighting works, and all this knowledge. When we sit down with the 3D program, it makes sense to us to do like this, and this because in our head, if I was lighting for a photo shoot, I will do it like this. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, at least in our case, it's like that. I don't know, like other kind of artists, how they think. It's
Okay.
like more trial and error. Like, okay, we'll put this light here and this, and let's see how it goes. But it's how our brain is set up because we just do the three stuff how we actually will do it in real life in terms
Okay.
of in
Okay.
terms in terms of illumination, of course.
Mhm.
Okay, and for example, which are other details apart from illumination that you must look out the most when the final product that you're seeing is not moving? Like for example, right now, as an NFT, I know that some of them will be animated and
Yeah.
and some of them will not. Like I hope everyone who's seeing this gets lucky, and when they miss, they do get an animated one. But which other aspects are apart from illumination do you count the most important ones when you're just looking at a standing still image?
Yeah, it's actually a good idea because when you're working in a still image, you need to you need to make the illumination, the colors, everything to make up for the lack of movement. So it needs
Okay.
to be it needs to be like perfect timing, a perfect like moment in time frozen. So you can see this and you can see at only one glance, like the how the YugiBao is, how it thinks, how, like, the personality of the YugiBao. You need to see it like right away. The smile, the illumination. You also the illumination take a big role here, because if we want the YugiBao, even with a smiling face, if you make like a little darker, a little with the colors, it will make it look evil. Like something is like he's planning something. But if you make like a very like even illumination, where you can also see volume, but at the same time presents all the attributes that YugiBao has in a beautiful way. You can plus all the details we put into that, because when you see the YugiBao, you can zoom in and you will see all the details in the textures, in the lighting, so even if our community gets a still one, you will have a lot of fun, because probably you will be able to look more into the details than the animated ones, because the animators are always in motion. You have motion blur, you have the kind of stuff that probably will make you not notice all the details. But if you have this YugiBao, standing still, you can zoom in and you can see, oh my god, look at the details you put in the textures. Look at this, look at that. I mean, you will find a lot of interesting stuff just by zooming in a still one, still a YugiBao.
Okay. So it actually, like, in terms of making it up for it not having a movement, you do have to think beyond the box for the consumer to actually be happy with the product because of the lack of movement.
Yes.
So it actually makes your job easier when the product is moving, when it has life.
Well, I have to say, I don't know if you wanna respond that one, but I will say, I think when you see a character animated, it's more appealing. You see it live,
Okay.
you see it
Yes,
in
of
motion,
course.
you see it like it's not only a render design. It's like it's actually live in front of you. So we wanted to make up that, because only the 1% of the collection is animated, so we wanted to make that up by adding a lot of details to the YugiBao, to the texture, to illumination, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's when people see stuff in motion, I think it calls the attention more easily
Of course, every time.
than. But I have to say, when, as I said before, when you have these emotions, you cannot see all the details, like, because you have motion blur, you have movement, you have all this stuff that makes it a little bit easier to
You have the environment changing, the lighting changing, shadows here, there. It's difficult to see the details. But I think it's the same effort you need to put in both, because in the static in the static frame you need to see the details and good lighting, and in the animated one you need to see a a flowing moving, looks
Okay.
must looks natural when you move, or they interact with the set. You
Okay.
need to. There are different kinds of things, but if we put it in a balance, it's the same kind of effort.
yeah.
You put the detail in
Okay.
some in the static in some place, and in the movie in another place. So
So
That's
yeah,
that's
you finish.
interesting to hear. Yes, yes. Please tell
No,
me.
I just wanted to take a moment to see how Mills is doing here.
Yes,
Uh,
I actually wanted to ask, like, for example, right now, how far in terms of percentage would you say right now, Mike, Mills is like has done?
well, right now, Mills, can you show me like the full? Let me see. Put it a little bit closer. Uh, yeah. Okay, that's cleaner. Okay, let me show us that a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Oh,
I
you
see
can
that
see that.
one.
You can see that.
Oh, that's dope. Like we
It's
don't
a
see
it,
it
it's a little difficult
anymore.
to see, because the camera is in an angled position. but he's I could say he's 65% now, because when he adds the color, it will be like everything popping. It will make you understand more about the composition, because right now you only have lines, and all the heims have the same thickness, and it's only black and white, so you can understand a little bit, but I think it's 65%, something like that.
And for example, I know for it to work with color, it needs to work first on black and white. Like,
Yeah.
how much would you say is the work that it's been put it on in black and white for then to actually put color in it? Because right now, like you said, it's 65% done.
Yeah.
But how how tough are you on actually saying, okay, you have to change this or this when it's only on black and white?
Yeah, that's why we make sketch first. As he said before, he was doing at the beginning. He was sketching to understand. Okay, this if I like this sketch, I going forward like almost until the end. Because the
Okay.
the sketch is like the turning point. Obviously, there's some point that you see the final product, and then you say, okay, for some reason it doesn't look like I was expecting, so probably you can go back a few steps, but it's not very common. Once we see the sketch, we say, okay, we like this, let's clean it and let's put some color. Like, I will say 95% is that. Sometimes when it's more on difficult illustrations design. For example, when we were working on the visual roadmap, this big map that we have we can see a little bit in this live stream. I mean, we were like sitting there like for weeks with only the sketch,
Yes,
like
of
we were
course.
working the sketch and we thought like, no, let's do this, and it was wild, because we wanted to make it perfect, and the distribution and the thickness and the style and that kind of stuff. So always first black and white and sketch. Once the sketch is done, like 95% of the times is we go straight to cleaning and colors right away. In that part, I'm talking about the non-destructive part, because we later can change the color. You know what I mean? Like colors, we can play with the colors
Yes.
and that kind of stuff. But in terms of design and lines and stuff, like once the sketch is approved, we go for it until the end.
Okay, I see. Because like for example, for me as a graphic designer, every time I do a logo or anything, it needs to work first like 100%. It needs to work on black and white. For
Yeah.
you to add color, it needs to
Yeah.
like work perfectly, like perfectly on black and white. And right now, for example, the advance that we're seeing from Mills, right now we're seeing that he's actually like putting a little bit of color, but like black. But that's like how much does it needs for you to say, okay, you can add black right now, like, and not only lines, but to you to actually fulfill a line and actually making it happen. Like how how tough are you for you to say, okay, right now you can add black, for example?
Yeah, it depends of the complexity of the illustration. For example, in this case, since we're doing a Yugi Tiger and it's like a YugiBao in with a Yugi Tiger custom, it's just visualize it with lines only might be a little bit difficult. So we say, okay, you can fill the gaps a little bit, just with black and stuff, so we can understand more what we're going for, and
Okay.
where would you want to put colors, and what will be white. And because in black he will show us what would be in color and what will be just white, because sometimes depending of the creative decision. So it depends of the complexity, because sometimes you can see only sketch without lines and it makes sense. Sometimes you need to fill some
color or some textures to see all the
yeah
all the illustration.
yeah.
And for example, how's the process of you saying, let's do right now? For example, right now Mills is doing the Tiger YugiBao. How do you decide, for example, when you do a very special NFT for the collection? How do you decide which characteristics do you want to put inside this very special one of one?
Well, actually, this one was a little bit random. As I saw,
Okay.
well, not random. It was, we asked the community what they want. So
Yes,
we
I
put
saw
some
it. I saw it.
options in the Discord, and it was like we can do this, this, and this, and this. It's up to you. Just decide, and we will make it happen live. But in the daily basis, because
Yes,
we
exactly.
usually we when we do this kind of design, it's a little bit faster than 3D, but it has like a lot of personality. We do it for specific situations. For example, like
Okay.
if there's a special day, for example, the day of the football day, but we think about that and we make a design based on football. You know what I mean? Or
Okay.
if there's like Netflix and chill day, so we try to do a sketches based and personality based. How I will be in Netflix and chill. I will be like relax at home, that kind of stuff. If we do more like wrestling day or wrestling post, we'll put more like a bad guy, tough guy, like
Yes. Like lucha
depend.
libre.
Yeah, exactly. It depends a lot of the situation we're going for. As I said, this in this case we went for because the community wanted this way.
I really wanted it. Yes.
Yeah, but usually it depends of the situation. We did, for example, Elon Musk one. You can see it on Twitter. It was very funny with this old Twitter,
I saw it.
Apple,
I
and
saw
that
it.
stuff situation. So yeah, it's depend of the feeling of the moment.
Like for example, if today Messi scores the best goal of his life in 2 hours, you like I could imagine you could do like a Messi one, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. It's actually funny. I don't know if my wife Anke is watching this, but she's Dutch, so it's a
Hey,
tricky one today because Argentina, but the Netherlands,
yes,
part of my family is from the Netherlands, so it will be now that Spain is out. Yeah, let's see.
Mexico's out as well, bro.
Yeah.
Mexico's out.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
out as
So
well.
let's see. Oh, she's commenting in the. Let's see, let's see. That's a game we need to win. But yeah, if Messi do like they beat the Netherlands, I mean, let's see if we can make Yugi Messi a Messi bow, Messi
Messi
bow.
bow.
Messi ball.
Messi bow.
And right now I'm seeing Mills illustration, and it looks way cleaner.
Yeah.
Right now, the last time that I asked you said it was like 65% done. Right now, how much would you say it's done?
Yeah, I will say right now 70.
70%,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that.
No,
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
not
yeah,
that
give
much.
me around 70.
We need some blacks and some shadows to see the volumes, and then he's going to put all the color we need. And the details you
Okay.
can spend 3 weeks, 1 year,
No, yes.
or 30 minutes. It depends on the time you spend on the details.
Yeah, it's now that Mike talks about the detail, I remember when I was studying in the university, one of my teachers, one of my professors told me like, and he told me this, and that's what stuck in my head. He said like, a good artist is not like the one like make like fabulous stuff. At least in the commercial speaking, a good artist is the one who knows when to stop. When he say, okay, this is done. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
something that happened to us artists is we wanna always we
You
can do
don't
this.
know when to stop.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, we can make this, and then
Very
what do you think,
creative
Nana? I can also add this and this and this and this, and then you go there for
because you
three
wanted to make
thousand
it
years.
better.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, and like how's the process, or how do you manage time? Because for example, right now, in terms of time, you have a specific time with with the client, and right now the community is
yeah,
your client.
yeah.
How do you manage time in terms of actually building the whole project, and then how do you manage the time in terms of the art,
Yeah, actually,
because
it's a good question because the community is our client,
yes,
and we also just we don't have all the time in the world to do like to do like we cannot afford spending like 3 weeks in something. So we internally in the studio house we need to do stuff that can be achieved in one day.
okay,
Everything we do is like from illustration, from 3D, from a video or animation, whatever. It needs to be achieved in one day max.
that's that's high standards, fam.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
one day
Because
achievable is high standards.
yeah, yeah. It's
But we are flowing all together,
yeah,
and it's funny to see how the tie is the time, how tight is the time, and how we work with that, we flowing like a. It's funny.
yeah.
It's
The
really organic.
yeah,
The
yeah.
workflow here
Okay.
in the office is really organic, and we have all the milestones we need to achieve, or week or day, or and it flows.
Yeah, it's actually because we've been doing this for a long time, and we are used to be against time, because
Yes.
yeah, it's always like that. It's like, okay, we need this for yesterday. So for I think we are good working under pressure and against the clock, and that's why we have this rule, because we can sit down in the morning and say like, hey, let's do this and this and this, and let's have this YugiBao
Yes.
do this flip and walk, and then do like Spider-Man, whatever. It's like, yeah, but can it be achieved in one day? Oh no, okay, let's forget about that. So because we cannot get married with only
One art or
one
one
art,
idea or
one
one
idea.
vow.
Okay.
We need
Yes, of
to
course.
Because
deliver all the stuff the community
yeah,
says.
because we need to I mean, we want to make decentralized digital content studio, and we need to make content.
Of course.
So we cannot spend like 4 days working for one hour. I will tell you, it depends of the what we're doing. For example, when we were making the cinematic promo video, I mean, we were working like for 3-4 months and that, because
four
we want.
months
Yeah, because
Mhm.
like
And we
from.
are talking. We achieve all the stuff in one day. Now we are in the marketing,
Yeah, yeah,
content production,
yeah.
but all the vows and all the creativity of the vows, all the collection, we are working on that like
Yeah.
6 months, more or less.
Yeah, I'm
Something like
talking.
that.
Yeah, as Mike said, like talking, from a commercial marketing perspective, like we cannot spend more than one day working in one piece, but like the whole collection, the cinematic video and everything, we're spending like months, 4 months for that, from the idea to developing everything and that kind of stuff. But it's also a good practice to think like this, because it makes you more like thinking faster, working faster, and giving the final results faster in a good quality way. We are, as I said, we're professionals. We were working with this like for a long time, so we are used to work fast and work good. So yeah, that's what you have when you have professionals, right?
Yes, yes. No, and for the community, like myself as a holder in many projects, like at the end of the day, you are an investor in the project, because as you mint, and as you keep buying more NFTs from the same collection, you're investing your money in the team. You're investing the money in the project. And for us as holders, and I can imagine for the community who's right now watching this, it's very important for us to have that trust in the team. And
Yeah,
when we know that the team is actually filled up with professional players, it's very fulfilling, and it gives us a lot more tranquility, peace,
yeah,
and calm that our money is being well spent
yeah,
on, you know.
yeah.
So how do you manage the expectations that you see inside the Discord from the community? How do you manage that? And in terms of the final product that you will deliver them, how do you manage the expectations that they may have for from you because of being an actual animated like animation studio?
Yeah, actually, I mean, we manage the expectations according to our work. You know, I mean,
Okay,
we have show what our team can do. We have the cinematic video. I mean, this is like, okay, we can do this. You know, we are not bluffing. We are
of
not
course.
saying like we did this and we didn't. I mean, it's our work talking for us. So I mean, I think that's the best expectations, because we are not saying we're good.
Okay,
We are showing our work. Was like, hey, that's what we do. We are professionals, and that's it. I mean, if the community likes it, they can base their expectations in based on that. You know, that's why we also try to be docs as
of course.
F, because we want them to see like we are people here in the studio working hard every day, and we are not just like people on Twitter just tweeting, okay, we are good, look at with our work, because you can in internet you can say, okay, this is my work, I did it,
Yes,
when you never did anything. So yeah, I think that's the best way we can, show, manage the expectations for the community, because we don't go walking there saying I'm good, I did this, and this and this.
of
We
course.
are just saying what we done in the past and how we do it and the expertise we have, and that's it. I hope that should be enough for the community, I
Of
guess.
course.
But if they need more, just let us know and we'll try to. So
No,
I don't know
no,
if you have more. I don't know if you have more questions, but I mean, I think we
Mills
should
is
be wrapping
it's
this
done.
soon, right? And I think
Yes.
Mills is going in this final lap.
Like and right now, um do you say it's only like missing the details of the shadow and illumination?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's missing a little bit
Of the details,
of the details and volume, that kind of
shinings
stuff.
and shadows.
Yeah,
With the shadows, we are going to have the volume of the
yeah.
pink, and then with the brights of the other light, we're going to have the all
And
the scene.
right now, I know that in Morgana you're an animation studio, but how much do you work with like just flat images or flat illustrations? Like for example, right now, what I'm seeing of Mills is a flat illustration because, like you said, it doesn't have volume, it doesn't have lighting, it doesn't have shadows. How often do you work with like just flat illustrations or just flat products?
Yeah, actually, we like to use this kind of design, like more flat, for some situations, when we wanna like do something different, because
Okay.
our Yugis are 3D. Most of the illustration we do is volume based, like with shadows and that kind of stuff. But sometimes when we want to, how will say, clear the cache, when you clear the cache in the computer, like and you want to like give something to your community, like something new, something fresh, like, okay, look at this, I mean, look at what we do, oh, this is a different style, from time to time
Yes.
we do a little bit flat stuff, so people can like see this and like
Yes.
clean their mind about YugiBao a little bit, and then when we release more like volume and this kind of stuff, it was like new again. You know what I mean? So they don't get
Yes.
tired of seeing like the same stuff over and over again. And it's always good to explore different techniques because we don't have to commit to do always the same stuff over and over again. We need to.
Yes, I get you. I get you. Get you. And for example, right now, are there are there more 2D one of ones inside the collection?
Actually, no. We made a lot of one-on-ones for another collaboration projects, and
Yes, I
and
saw.
there's a lot.
Like the one with OK Burst, I loved it. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so good. That was so good. The one with OK Burst, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, they're all very nice. I really like one because talking about like flag stuff, and we made one for Talkbirds. I don't know if you see that one,
Yes.
but we made two actually. We made one. It was animated
Yes.
version. It was like a little story where the Talkbird steals, or not steals, like take the YugiBao mech and for himself. It was pretty funny, and actually nice because it's one of the only ones we made like in this pixel art animation, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But also the cats on crack, something like that. This I also
Yes.
like. It's
That
also pretty cool.
that one popped a lot in terms of volume because like I must say like comparing that one to, like, for example, the one from Blocksmith Labs, the one from Cats on Cracks, that one had a lot of like graffiti and a lot of
Yeah.
way more street style. How do you decide how to move with certain one of ones?
Yeah, well, I have to say this. Luigi, the marketing guy, he decides what collaboration should we do, and he gets a
Okay.
collaboration, that kind of stuff. So he said, okay, we have this collaboration with this project, this, and this, and this, and then Mike Mills and me, we sit down and say, okay, how we can turn this collection into the Jugiverse, but
Okay.
at the same time, like maintaining that their style and the cool stuff they have, because it's not only about YugiBao. It's like a collaboration between two projects, but in the Jugiverse. So yeah, we get the highlights of the collection, and in the case of Sex on Crack, I mean, we knew we wanted to do the cat, because the cat looks so nice in 3D, I think.
No, it looks so
Um,
good, bro.
and we say, okay, we need to go this way, and but at the same time, as you mentioned, they have a lot of graffiti, they have a
Yes.
lot of nice stuff that we wanted to put it like as it is, as flat, like in the background, in the floor, and that kind of stuff, because it's a very very important very important design in their project. So everything with we have the same process with all the
Okay.
collections. We want to put them in the Jugiverse, but in a way we can put their stuff with our stuff and make it look nice.
The best of each project in the
Of
same
course, of
picture.
course.
Yeah.
If you're looking at one of the collaborations, you are looking at Yugi at the same time another collection and say,
Yeah.
which one do that? Me or the other one? This is the question.
Yeah.
How it looks in the same world that they are imagining and how it looks in our world.
Yeah, and I think uh, it's pretty cool how to show how these 2D collections, because most of them are 2D, how they look, how will they look in 3D. I think it's very
Okay.
interesting to see from my perspective. So also I think for the community is also interesting. So I don't know. I think I don't know. Which I think Mills, how you doing? How long do you need?
Yeah, I finished.
Oh, he finished.
Yeah,
He's done.
I did.
Whoa, bro.
I
Let's
gave a little bit
let's
day.
see it.
What?
I give a little bit details.
Okay, he put a little bit detail. Can you zoom in? Can you zoom? And also, look, actually, Mills, can you rotate the canvas a little bit
Right.
to the right so we can see it in a more so the people can see in a more proper way? The exact,
Good,
yeah. And
man.
zoom in a little bit.
A
Zoom in a little bit.
bit.
Whoa, that's so dope. It's so cute.
Yeah, we need to understand. You know, this is a 1 hour challenge. You know what I mean? This is like you need to
Yo,
get stuff done
bro.
in 1 hour. He's putting a little bit of life and volume and that kind of stuff. But you know, it's so much you can achieve in 1 hour, in hour of work. And this is it. You know, we could, you know, spend like 1 more hour and put a lot of detail and more like volume and more kind of stuff. You know, but this was a 1 hour challenge. So yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to do this kind of exercise because you know it looks amazing. It looks like a different version of the YugiBao. You know, it's more cartoonish. It's more like the colors pop out differently, and you know, this we're going to give this one to the community. So just go to Discord, and we're going to give it away to one lucky winner.
Yes, please. Like everyone right now in the community, if you're watching this, please open a ticket with the word Mills in order for you to participate in winning this one of one. And will you deliver this NFT before the actual mint, or will you send this NFT when you do the mint?
That's an interesting question that I will leave to I will prefer to no answer right now because you know
Hey,
we have Luigi and this kind of stuff. I give people that they are like more like in this marketing stuff, so I don't wanna. Well, Luigi said after mint will be airdrop. So yeah, that's
hey,
it. Yeah, now
that's
you know.
that's
After the mint, I mean, you will get the art, and after mint, it will be airdrop to this lucky winner.
and like this will be the YugiBao 3000 of the supply, or will you add this, or like will you consider this in the supply as terms of the number 3000 NFT or the number 0? Because this is a very special one that
Yeah, I actually don't know. I actually don't know. We need to think about it because you know we have this collection is like in this certain certain style 3D and stuff, and this is like something totally different. But you know, we will. I think it will be more like 1-1. You know, will be exclusive. It will be the only one that exists. So the lucky winner will have like this that nobody else has. You know, it will be you know like
yes,
1-1.
because you could like actually to give more value, like to give back to the community. This is just an idea. You could actually do like one pool, one pool vote every month or every 2 months, for example, or every once in a while, for you to have like a mini collection of one of
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
for the community to have, and just to win them as a giveaway. Like
Yeah,
I have, I've
that's a yeah that's a good idea that we can think about. You know, we
oh,
are
that's
right
so
now.
good.
Yeah, we are now like focused on and launching the collection. So we have the artist here. Mills, I want you to sit down here and you
Yes.
know because so you can ask one question to Mills because we are running out of time. So and I will just leave in this time to say goodbye and really quick. How was if you want to share a little bit your process? Like okay, I thought let's start this and this and this. Like how would you would say it?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Please.
¿Cuál fue el proceso y cómo tú, o sea, cómo pensaste en llegar ahí, o sea, brevemente?
Okay, if,
You can sit down.
hello everyone. My English is.
Hi, Niels.
Hi,
How are you?
Good, and you? Fine, thing. Okay, well, the first step is make a sketch. In this case, the community say what I make it.
Yeah, they wanted the Yugi Tiger.
Yes, I another time sometimes Claudio or Mike tell me, "Hey Mike, I need to do that." and I make it. The exercise. And in this case, on one hand, I first with the sketch. Furthermore, I start with a little bit clean line.
Yeah, clean the lines.
Clean line, yeah. Then I put the color. I swing in my mind, and then I create sketch with colors, matte colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I guess
don't know how
I
All
guess
kind of sketches.
yeah, I guess there should be like a lot of going on in his mind, you know, while people are is watching what he's doing on the go, but plus he's like,
Yes.
okay, let me do this, let me do that, okay, I don't like this, let me do this, but everything so quick that probably you didn't even notice he was changing mind over the process. So it was a very good one, and we just wanna
Bro, it's
applause
an
to Mills for
amazing, it's an amazing one of one.
Thank you very much.
It's an
and
amazing one of one.
and I think, yeah, thank you, Milos. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Drinkster. I think, it's also Friday night, 6:30 here in Madrid. So let's go
Oh,
out
here
and
in
touch some
Mexico,
grass now.
yes, here in Mexico, the day is just starting. It's
Yeah.
just 11:24 a.m. here.
Yeah. So for us, the day is almost over. So yeah, I just want to thank you, everyone, to who's joined today, watching a little bit of the process of conceptual process in YugiBao, in the Yugiverse. So see you next week, because next week we have also another surprise, more like a physical surprise,
Oh,
right? Because we try to make nice stuff for this live stream. So I think next week will be
course.
also very, very funny and very interesting, and I think we will get our hands literally dirty doing some dumb stuff like building some
No,
stuff.
bro, first of all, I want to thank you for actually making this on real time. I've never seen a project do a one of one on real time. I want to thank Mills as well, because bro, this is such an amazing result. I have no idea how much you changed your mind in real time and real fast for you to come up with that product. And bro, I'm bullish on next week live stream.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
thank you all, and we will see you next week.
Yes, please, and everyone inside the community who's watching this, if you want to win this one of
Yeah.
one, just open a ticket inside YugiBao's Discord with the word Mills for you to enter this giveaway, because this is a mini collection that's going to be a real special one. I see the floor on this real high, bro.
Yeah. Well, thank you all, and see you next time.
Bye bye.
See you
Bye.
Bye bye.